Is blood truly thicker than water? This is a crazy story. It's crazy, sad, and just effed up. Just totally effed up. So Matthias Pogba, brother of Labil Pogba, been sentenced to, along with others who tried to extort Labil, has been sentenced to prison from I think 3 years or more, minimum of a 3-year jail term. Obviously, we'll read the full breakdown, man. But even when I had this video, I was like, and before I wanted to do this video, I was like, wow, your brother is really going to jail for trying to extort you. And as someone commented online, you do know that Matthias Pogba was playing like in a top league team in France, that the money that you have is way more than 99% of the rest of us. Like the rest of us working people. What Matthias Pogba earns as a professional football player playing for a top tier team in the top tier of football is a lot more than 99% of us. Guys, you know what this is about? Golden Gecko. Golden Gecko. Shout out to your boy Mike Douglas. Golden Gecko. Greed. Greed. Simple greed. Greed, 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 greed. So let's read this breakdown, man. So the older brother of Paul Pogba, former United midfielder, has been sentenced to a 3-year jail term, 2 years suspended after being convicted of attempting to extort the French footballer. Matthias Pogba, also fined 20,000 euros, will avoid time behind bars. And instead serve 1 year wearing an electronic bracelet. However, the men were found guilty of extortion crimes and received a sentence for between 4 and 8 years. Interesting. So Paul said he had been tricked by childhood friends who held him at gunpoint in 2022 and demanded 13 million. He said he paid them 100,000. So Matthias Pogba's lawyer told RMC Sports the sentencing was extremely harsh and said, I think we will appeal. So last year, Pogba told Al Jazeera that he had considered retiring from football because of the extortion attempt. When there is money, you have to be careful. Money changes people. It can break up a family. It can create war. That's my friends, is where we see that right there. That right there. Money is a dangerous thing. Do you know what I always say is never go in business with family or friends. Never involve money with family or friends. If you can avoid it. Go into business with someone who you know is a colleague, but you're not deep friends, because it has the potential of ruining friendships and it has the potential of ruining families. Now, of course, you have Rabiot's mother is in with him. You have like Bellingham's father and mother, they're very close to him. And Mbappe is also Messi. Like Messi's father is his agent and has been with him all the way through and does all of his deals. So most football players, their fathers or the mothers, mostly their fathers are their agents, the guys that do everything. And their families are very close knit. So it can work. It's kind of, we've seen it work with Messi and his dad. We've seen it work with Mbappe and his mother. We've seen it work with Bellingham and his dad. So it can work. But I just wouldn't advise it. Because once you now bring money into things, there is that whole thing of like, but I want more. Look at how much you're earning. How come I can't earn that much? Because I'm sorry, for Matthias Pogba, this is greed. Even if it's wrong, I would understand if Matthias Pogba wasn't a professional player and just works like a regular job. Like he wasn't in football, he just works a regular job and got a regular wage. Then I would understand his jealousy of wanting more. It would still be sad because I'm sure Paul Pogba would give you a sensible amount taking care of you. But the fact that you are why this is just so egregious is that you are a professional player already. You have a good enough wage. So you just want more out of your grade because to Matis Pogba, I just say to him that, do you know how lucky you are to be a professional football player? Do you know how lucky you are to be paid thousands, not hundreds, thousands a week to kick a freaking ball around? Guys, we love football, and I thank football for giving me joy, giving me happiness, and giving me a way to actually earn money and make a living and put a roof over my head. So I'm thankful for football for many things, making me happy, one of the joys of my life, and giving me a job. But I can take a step back and be like, these guys just kick a ball around. There are mothers that have to work several jobs. The mothers that have to work in the morning and work a night shift. The mothers that have to do physical labor. There are people in Nigeria who pretty much work every day doing hard physical labor, hard transportation, working for peanuts. The people that have to work multiple jobs, that's physical labor jobs that don't even get an eighth of what these guys earn for kicking a damn ball around, trying to get a ball inside a fishnet. So, for Matis Pogba, you should be thankful that you are able to even earn thousands being a professional player. But the fact that you would try to extort your own brother for even more money than you're earning, is because I say to myself that if you're Pogba, what are you thinking? Because you'd say that, but come on, that's your brother, trying to help him out and everything. But it's like, if I was in Pogba's shoes, I cannot, because my family, we have issues, we argue a lot, we have our differences, but I would imagine that we'd never take it this far. We have many arguments, trust me. Me and my brothers, we argue a lot. Me and my sister, we argue a lot. And we have many differences because we are the two youngest. Me and my sister, my brothers are two oldest. So me and my sister, we were always together and we argued. I'm the youngest, she's older than me, so we would argue a lot. But I would think that despite all of our arguments and everything, I cannot imagine my sister or my brothers trying to extort me if I was, let's say, super rich. So I'm just trying to think, like, from Pogba's point of view, it's like, the heck? And as someone even mentioned online, their mom. Imagine what their mom is thinking. As the matriarch and the patriarch, obviously because their dad is not around, having to pretty much, hold all three of them together. So imagine what his mother must be thinking. It's like, for his mother, how can his mother look Matis Pogba in the face? Just look at him in the face as that you tried to extort your own brother, your own flesh and blood. You tried to extort your own brother. It's people can say that. This is why I started by saying that, is blood really thicker than water? Because trust me, it's reality. Never assuming. I always say never assume in football. Never assume in life. Oh my God, he's my brother. He would never. Oh, he's my sister. He would never. My sister would never. My brother would never. My father would never. My mother would never. Bro, you've heard all the stories about all these kids, really young kids with their really famous parents, and their parents pretty much are stealing their money. Britney Spears, who was like in a conservatorship where like her father was pretty much controlling her life and everything, and she had to pretty much get out of it because her father was trying to screw her over and tried to have total control over her and extort and exploit her popularity. So it happens. I'm sorry, like whether it's the father, it's the mother, the uncle, the aunt, the brother, they do things, and this is a football channel. It ain't the other channel, and there are more extreme things that uncles and aunts do. Okay, that's I can't say. That's criminal. That's really messed up. It's like it starts with S, it starts with R. S. And then A, R, that's our word, R-A, the rest, yes. So I'm so glad that Pogba didn't even retire that, because they said that he considered retirement after they tried to extort him. Man. But for Matthias Pogba, man, when you sit down, he should be sent just based on just the audacity to do this, throw him in prison, bro. Throw this guy in prison. And that's why, since this is the mastermind, so he didn't do the physical, but since you're the mastermind, shouldn't he be in prison? But probably say popularity tax. This guy should be in prison for being the mastermind of this whole thing. But when he just sits down in his electronic bracelets, he should think long and hard. And I think if I was Paul Pogba, I can never talk to you ever again. Or we'll talk. The relationship can never be the same. The relationship can never be the same. And for man says, Pogba, you are never getting you're not getting one kobo ever again for Paul Pogba. But the thing, and this I'll end with this, Matthias Pogba, how can you look at your mother in the face again? Think about becoming a Football Hut member. If you're a desktop merchant, just click on the join button below, over here. Or if you're a mobile phone merchant, just click on the join button below the video over here and join the true elite content crack addicts. Peace.